Okay, today I'm going to do a winter scene. It's snowing in Montana, so hopefully it turns out. I don't use a lot of colors here. I got some crimson, some black, Prussian blue. I stole this off some extra paint. It's like gray and white, and this is Naples yellow. I'm just going to make something up. I don't want a lot of that on here. Just a little bit. Let me grab I got my mic. Probably can't see it. However, I started hanging it up here, and it's nice. And I have a string. The line goes all the way here, so it's just high enough so I don't hit my head on it. So hopefully I don't hit my head on it. But anyway, I'm gonna start out with a little Naples, and I think we're gonna have a light source. Below the mountain coming this way. Below the mountain coming this way. Do a ridge, maybe. So we'll come in here. And you won't be able to see this much now, but when I put some darker color over it, it should stand out a little. Maybe there's a little light there. Maybe a little bit down here if I have some water or something. Put that in. I put some clear white on here for a medium, and it's just a real thin white, and that allows it to easy to blend. Very easy. Okay, so I'll just do that. This is a white canvas, so it shouldn't get too much glare. I'm gonna grab some of this crimson, pull it down, and just put a little bit on there. If you get too much, you can just tap it on a paper towel, and then just kind of come above there and throw that on. Just going back and forth right to about there, and then maybe a little bit down here. And this will just be if there's water. It doesn't have to be, the water doesn't have to be frozen, I guess, because it could be, snowing, but still above, not super freezing out. So there, just kind of bring that in. Okay, there. I'm going to grab another paper towel that I can use to wipe. It's Wednesday before Thanksgiving here today, so wipe it off just a little, and then I'll grab some. Uh-oh, did I hit that with my head? These are here only, so these are nice to have. These are my initials, but I do that so I can tell if this is focused or not. I'm not trying to advertise. Okay, grab some of this Prussian blue. I've used Prussian blue. Winter can be cold and whatever, but I'm just going to start up top here and just kind of come back and forth. And there's that white on here, so it is automatically going to lighten up the value. Grab some more there, and I'm going to bring it down. And it's okay if that crimson mixes in there. This is just a panel. I think it's an 8x10, or I don't know. I thought I had a ruler over here somewhere. Oh. They're cheap. Let's see. 9x12. Okay, so that's a 9x12. Bring that over here. Kind of there. Grab a little more, come down here and just put that down. Okay. And you're going to want this in the base because you're going to have snow down here. And get a little more. And you just tap that in. Okay. And this will be side to side. You pull it from the outside. Now that Naples, if you mix that Naples with the blue, you're going to get green. And I don't think we'll have much green in this today. But so there, you got a little bit of a color. Okay, I'll put my hand here. It's balanced. I'm going to start in the middle. Go back and forth. Try not to grab any of that. And then go up to your sky. And you don't, you can leave these little lines in there. It kind of looks cool, like you have a little bit of a, I'm going to wipe it off. Little clouds are different. Your sky, you don't want it to be one color. That just, to me, that doesn't look good. But you can just wipe off as much as you can. You can beat it on something and it knocks paint off, but there's hardly any on there. We're going to come down here and just go side to side. This one's pretty soft, isn't it? I like that. Just go back and forth. And there. Like that. Okay. Like I said, if you have a black canvas and you put glaze on that stuff, sometimes it can be, it can give you a lot of I'm trying to say, looking for that other brush I had. It can give you a lot of glare. It can be kind of challenging, but I'm going to grab a little more black or blue here and put a little more up in the corner. Maybe take a touch of black. Okay, and just darken these corners. I don't want that black too much in there. There. Darken these corners up top a little bit. There. See that? A little more blue. And then do the same thing down here. A little more pressure in there. Tap it in. That'll give you a little more depth. Because you want your base to be there. Just the corners. You want your, you want to get lighter as you go towards the center of the painting. So, to the horizon line. Okay, come back up here and just kind of blend that. You don't have to go down too far, but it'll give you a nice little, try to kill that. Ooh, yeah, and you can do, and down here you can just go back and forth, pull that in. And there's your picture. Actually, that kind of looks good the way it is. All kinds of colors in it, but it's a pretty good color. Put it right there. It's kind of thick, so which is good. Okay, so what I'm going to do is grab that. I'm going to get for the mountain, so I'm going to come in, grab some of this, just pull it out, and I think I'm just going to use a knife today and pull it out and then just get some paint on there. And I think I want to have it come in. Should we go this way or this way? We'll start the mountain right here and right there. Okay, and sometimes it's easier to go there and just kind of pull some more of that out. Okay, and then just kind of make an edge where you want it to go. Okay, and see a lot of that got out of there, but a lot of times you can overdo your mountains, and that, for now, I'll just go down here. It's easy. You can use a knife, you can use a, whatever you want. Brush. Stuff's pretty dry, so, but that's okay. And I'm going to come back in and just put that there. There we go. See that? Then come over here. Don't worry about, we're kind of just, I want the edge to be nice and tight. Put some lumps in there. Maybe one goes here. Over there. Down in there. If you drink coffee a lot, you can see that. Just trying to make some little bumps and things, and then down here, can just go off into, nothing. There. Just pull that out. Keep in mind there's some light under there too, so that down. Try not to get, and you're just pulling this so you can get that there. Just let it go. Okay, pull that down lightly, and then you might have to wipe the brush off. Pull this one this way, and I'm just blending that out. Okay, and we're going to come in and just kind of blend the bottom. Pull as much paint off as you can, because the next level will be a little easier to put in. There, okay. And you can kind of detail out your mountain. And this is pretty much kind of like Bob Ross style, but that's okay. Try to fix these a little and try to see that. Try to make an edge there. There we go. Anywhere there's a, see, those look all right. Over here, maybe it comes up like that. That edge looks good if it's really fine, and there. Okay, see how that looks? And then you can come back in with this other one right here. I go through a lot of paper towels, okay? And the light's going to be coming from this way, so we're going to break this in half. Pull this one this way, and you can almost see where the little things are going to be and whatnot, okay? We're going to just put some highlights on there. Okay, and all we're going to use is I'm going to take some white, pull it out flat. I'm going to take some Prussian blue too, because that's going to be, you know, we're going to use some white in there later too for our shadow colors. Take a little more Prussian blue in there, and that'll give us some nice shadows when we come into it. There. So hold on to that color. We'll leave that. Let's get some highlights. We're just going to come in. I'm going to grab some of this on there, and I'm going to come in and start. Where do I want my... I could start this way, but I'm going to start here and just grab this and get right there and just let it break and come this way. Got a little more. Okay, and just let it just kind of... Okay. Can be difficult, you know, but you can go that way, or sometimes I'll go this way and pull it that way if it seems easier for me. Just let it bounce. See that? And then come here and grab a little bit there. Just let it up and bounce. It's just, you know, and just pull it down this way. Okay? That's giving you a little bit. There. Looks alright. And then you can come over here and grab more if you want it to come down. Okay. Come over here. See these little ones? Here. Just think where the mountains, where the light is. Paint on there, and you can come back in and just go back and forth and pull that down. Take your time. Sometimes it can be difficult. There, see that? Again, just go back and forth if you want. Very flat. The knife is almost completely flat when you're doing this. Okay, there. Maybe that comes over a little bit. Just again, just how's that? Okay, and then you can always step back and take a look. Over a little bit. You know, maybe that one flattens out a little bit. These knives are great. Again, and then just kind of, you can use a brush, whatever, but you can kind of come to the bottom and just kind of blend it. So it gives a little bit of a blur, because it's a little more. Just grab that and make a line there. You know, and then pull it over. Or just take a little bit here. Some more paint on there. You know. And go this way, okay? So what we can do first of all is just get it right there. This is easier. We're just going to come over here and touch. And then pull that down. Don't kill all the dark though. See that? Nice little reflection. That's a good color. Grab that one there. Find a peak and pull against it. it out, get a little more. There, maybe. And you can come in here and do this. See, you can use the, and you can grab and just pull. Get a little, sometimes you got to go in and get a little more control. So you can pull that down, just pull that way. There, okay, so you got that reflection. Kind of makes it stand out a little bit. Go again, right here. You know, and just grab that one. Let's see, I want to go this way with it. See that? Just kind of go that way. Perfect. Well, not perfect. And then you can come in here and pull this way if you want a little bit of shadow coming through there. Right, and then some more of it. Get some more and a little bit here. Take much, just tiny bits, okay? And I'm just moving this around and over here. Put some right in here. A little bit there. Okay. And you can really, as with mountains, you can kind of overdo them pretty easy. So don't. Let's go over here and maybe work on this guy a little bit. He's got a little bit. There, see that coming down? Pull it, follow the angle. See that? A little bit there. And then you can come over here. We're running out. I can mix more though. Okay, come over here and just take this little spot there and just wiggle it around. Be loose. You can pull it into there if you want. You know. I don't care. You can. Come in here. Okay, like a little ridge. I like that color though. It'll come right to there. This is gonna be, I don't want your eye to go riding out of here, you know, but I like that pink in there. Okay, just kind of do that. And we can make a little, maybe this is up by Summit or something. I don't know. You got the lay of the land kind of coming down. I'm just going to think here how I want to do this. Okay. Okay, maybe that'll come out. You know, and maybe this comes over this way. If you're going to have the water, you want this to be level. There's a lake back there. Maybe it comes way there. have that in there, otherwise you won't. See, try to go level with these, because if you don't, I tell you what, it doesn't look as good. And then you can come down here. There's a little bit right there. Goes over, see? Just, you don't know. Just different colors. See that kind of glows into the sky? I like that. I'm kind of deciding what I want to do here is come back down that color, blues, and come over here and I'll push that back just a little, won't it? There. How's that? We'll close it in. This is a typical smash it in with this fan brush. There. Okay, over here. Okay, I'm gonna get some more blue, but see that? And then you just make that a little darker. Some black. I don't want too much black though. But see that? And we can add, because it's gonna gray if I add too much to it. But so you see that there, and this looks good. Now what I want to do here, if I can, is I want to kind of soften that, okay? And that'll give us that edge. Bring that down a little. Same thing over here. Puts it back a little farther. And then this could be just a distant hill or something. I'm going to pull up with this, and that gives you a little, don't go too high, but it'll give you little tree looking things. There. See? There, you get those. Go up straight though, else they won't look right. And I don't go down too far. Just kind of pull up a little bit. There. Okay. Now lighter. Not too bad. And I'll see what they look like here. Just kind of come in here and add some bigger ones. Right in here. See that? Maybe darken those up a little bit more. There we go. And that's just a little, and that just adds a little more. Just smash them in. You start to get the feel with them after a bit. And you find the angle of the brush that works. Just go fast. I don't want to kill a lot of that stuff. And then over there, they just get farther away and they get a little more faint. There. White. You know, a little bit of white on the brush or the knife. You can use a palette knife too if you want. Did I hit my head on that? A little white on there. Come over here. Maybe that goes back into there. Just a little bit. See that? Maybe that one goes over there a little bit. If you get too much, you just keep going over it. See? Just a little go there. And if you don't like that, you just come back in and cover it up. Okay, you can push up, push this way, see that? Little grass things, those grab and just give you some grass up front there. Okay, all right, that looks all right. Now, I'm gonna get a little bit of, let's come back in and grab, I don't want to darken that up too much, but I'm gonna grab another brush. Another little fan brush and use that and come in and get some white, some of this color maybe, some white, leave some of that blue, just come in and tap it in, see, give it some, just some blue in there, maybe a little bit. Yeah, it looks pretty good. I want it to stay pretty dark. But you got to have something going on here so it stands out. Make it easy. See a little foreground there, and that kind of pushes everything back. Right? Alright, what else am I going to do here? Let's do this. I'm going to come in and try this. Okay, maybe some dark. Some black maybe. Come in and, yeah, okay, just do this. And yeah, okay, start about here. You gotta get some trees in here. Pull that up. There. One there. Just getting it on the brush. And maybe one here. There. I'm not gonna do too many. I need one over here. See that? You go right where you're gonna go with them. Follow that line. There. You can come over here and maybe thicken this one up a little. There, over here. So you got some trees there. Now, oh, let's see, what brush? I'm going to try. Where is it? I have one I really like. Yeah, where the heck it is, though. This one here might work. This one. I'm going to come in and use this one. I know it's a large brush. I might have to use a few different ones, but this one is actually pretty fun. So I'm going to take that, get some paint thinner on it. I'm going to grab some of this, some crimson, black, more of that mountain mixture. Where's it at? I got a lot of it. Let's see. Prussian blue. Where's that stuff at? There it is. And then you got to have this thin though, or it ain't going to work. So these trees, and then it'll be done. A little longer than I thought, but okay, watch this. See that? Just tap it in. Okay, and I'm not going to start at the top. I'm going to start here and just kind of see how it goes. Okay, right about in the middle. See that? This is a good brush. I used to use this one all the time. Okay, just make some grungy trees there. There. Tap them in. See that? You got to have a lot of thinner on there too. Grab a little more thinner. Grab some more of that paint. Get into there. Push it in. And these bristles have got to stick together on this. So there we go. See? This one does good. And then you just come down to the bottom. Don't overdo it. Get as much as you can on there. Just touch. There. Okay. Do this one. You can go fast. Turn it over because it's pushing paint to the other side, right? Touch, touch, touch. And it will start to slide. You don't want to do that, but you've got to have it very, very thin. Okay, and however you want to do your trees. Okay, lay into the side. And I'll grab some more. You can do this to get it sharp. Go back and forth, and then just go up a little more. See all that white though? It's going to mix in there and make it kind of difficult for you. So sometimes it's better to go tap, 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 whatever. Okay, up in the sky though, it should be pretty good because you can come in here and still do that. Okay, as you work your way up, you don't want to get, see that? You don't want to make it too much. You want to make sure your tree doesn't lose its whatever, you want it to get off, not look right. So if you get too much, too fat up top, it's, then you're in trouble. You're going to have to make your tree a little higher maybe. Try here. See that? Oops, there's a blotch there. We'll fix that though. It's very thin. This one, for as big as it is, you got a lot of control with it though. And I can come in with a different brush too. And there. Okay, and now see that blotch that's on there? We'll figure that out. Watch this. Wipe this off. Paper towel. Yeah, nice little winter scene. Take that little blotch there and just go. There, you know what's there. Okay, I'm back with this one. Get some more paint. Oops. Okay, now up top, remember I was talking about not doing too much, so I'm going to use this one with this little one we had earlier. Watch this. You can come in and you can use a liner brush. It doesn't matter. Just to see. See? Just go up there and just tap a few little things on there. And you don't have to come down that far. Leave that point at the top if you want. Again, over here, just that's the nice thing about just do whatever. My head's on the way. Whoops. There. So that one looks fine. Just touch. You can do top to bottom. Oh, you don't see as much on the bottom though, do you? Get in there, just touch. See that? It gives you a little bit of your thing in there. Good. And on this one, if you want, we can still come in and make it go up a little more. There. Simple mountain. Just pretty easy. You can get some mist, some far trees. If you want, you can come in and do something like this. If you want, you can make a little thinner. But watch this. You can come in and make one a little more detailed. Just a few, maybe. And just tap that in, and it maybe gives those ones a little more. Okay. And then we can come in here. I know it's still light, but you can come in here and maybe add that little peninsula. A little darker. A little inlet there. Out on the water. I don't know. This little brush is nice. See? Over there too, maybe. Come back over there. Let's see. Let's find something over here that might do the same thing. Just bring that down. What do you think? That looks alright, doesn't it? Just different things happening back there. Now watch that. If you hit that white, there. See, just a little. That one kind of just disappears back there. Okay, and then you can take and what was I gonna do? Oh, you can do all kinds of stuff. Get some pure white. We talked about. Not much, and then just come back in here and maybe a little bit. Just touch barely. See, right on the bottom. Watch this. And you don't even barely have to. There, and gives it a little like that. And over here, wipe that off. Have a little more. Remember, this one here is going to have a little. See that? That one here might have a little bit too. I'm getting a little picky, but there. So you got little things in there. You have. Then here you can just go back and forth. If they're too strong, just wipe them out a little bit. Okay. All right. I think that looks pretty good. End of the sky here. So I'm going to take, this is just I don't know, maybe some brown. Okay. And I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but I think it needs to sit over here. Okay, and just bring it in, down. Okay, right to there. It can be small, and see what it's doing is it picking up the color from the back, and I think that looks pretty good. Just kind of make the cabin right there, and if you have to, we can fix it. Okay, there, just sitting back there. And sometimes it's easy just to do just something from the front. Grab a little white. Okay, come down here and just pull down. Okay, and I can come in and do some more stuff on it too. Pull down. Sometimes it's easier just to do it right from the front. Okay, we can change it around. There's the front, actually. Okay, and you can grab a little more brown. Bring the side over here. See? Get that perspective in there a little better. Okay. What are you thinking there? Makes it look a little better. Okay. And then we've got to have the roof. And this is where I'm going to need to be very precise because you want it to look right. I'm going to grab this one here and just kind of take, and we're going to do snow on the roof. So you've got that, and we'll take and go this way. Okay, right to there. Your roof will go that way and then down. So I'm going to grab some white, or maybe not, I don't know. But we're just going to come across and pull that down. See? An angle. There. How's that look? Pretty easy. Cabins aren't that hard. They can be though, especially if you have a liner brush. There we go. There. Okay. And then you've got a little there, and then you can come over here and just grab a little bit of paint, white, put a little edge on this, tap. See that? Grab a little more. I'm shaky because I've been drinking coffee. Come over here and tap this side. Same thing. See? That don't look too bad. And you can always come in and fix this. You know, that wants to go that way a little bit. Perspective wise. And that's going to kind of go this way. But you can pull that down. See? And that color will just pull through and you almost just leave it. It doesn't need to be, maybe that tree's in front of it. Okay, and we're going to want a little light on this side. So, right, I'm going to grab some white. That's where the light's coming from. Pull down. Yeah, a little more white. There. There we go. Not too bad. Where's that brush? Pull this back out, wipe it off, and then just pull that down. There. That looks all right, doesn't it? And this is going to be a little darker. And then you can come in and just pull this down. And then this will go this way a little bit. Watch this. Angle it up just a little. And then that one goes that way, and that just gives us a little perspective. You know, you want that going that way and the other one going the other way. Okay, a little darker on that side. And then grab a little dark blue, black, a little crimson maybe on there, and just come right here. Put a little door in there. What's that like? There. There's our little cabin in there, hanging out. And you can come in here and drop my brush. Let's see. And you can come in with this one, I think would be good. Dark. Watch this. It's a little dark in there, and then come in here and just throw in some. Okay, a little bit there. Yeah, maybe that will work. Where'd it go? Oh, that one's not dirty. It's just a lot. This one here doesn't. It's hard to open these brushes on some of these, but maybe I can just do a little. There. There. Okay. Pull them down. Something like that. And then maybe it comes in front of the cabin. Right to there. Do a few more. There, a little fence in there. Who knows? Then I'm going to wipe that off. I'm going to make it whiter though. Get some more. There. I could have cleaned this off, but I'm about done with it. We can lighten them up a little bit more. On that side, see? There. What do you think? Put one there. That brown looks good if you can get it in there right. There. And then come back in and grab a little more of that. I messed it up. Put some brown on the other side. There we go. There, they don't have to be perfect. That one's a little light, isn't it? There. So there, you got a little fence in there. I think that looks pretty good. Little cabin, little bent looking cabin. And I think that looks all right. Let's see. Let's do one other thing here. We'll put a little, maybe a little fireplace coming off of here. There. A little dark in there. A little darker. There. You get a little fireplace coming off. So but I think that looks pretty decent. I don't think we need anything else for this one. You can come through here and go like this. Make a little fence post in there. Just scrape them in. Yeah. There. Maybe some of them fell down. Yeah, that one went down there. Kind of looks cool, doesn't it? That's how you get stuff really thin, is you just do that. Okay, well, I think I'm going to leave it. I think I'm done. I'm going to sign it. Come over here. Just put a little L, P, P, R. There. And this is just leftover paint I got. So it's good. There. Okay. Well, thank you again for watching, and try this one. Remember, when you're doing these, you can, if you're using a knife, it takes a lot of practice. A lot easier on a big. This is a really smooth texture. You get a grittier canvas, it's easier to get that paint to break. So if it doesn't come off, just maybe go back and forth. You can come back in and tap. I mean, there's lots of things you can do. Like up here, you can take that and pull it up a little. There. Okay. So thanks again, and have a good day. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm going to zoom it in for the final.